Hey guys, it's 6 p.m. on 7/20/2020 Monday. Let's do a quick review of from the morning video that I put out this morning on some calls and some different ideas and stocks that we were looking at. Netgear, obviously, a nice move. I couldn't figure out which way it was going to pivot from 28.76. Was it going to go down to the low 28s or up? So small position, holding that into earnings. Nice move there. I was looking for 29.92 or plus, and we didn't get there, but I think we will easily achieve that over the next few days. If not, I think we'll blow through there on the earnings call. It should be positive. LRN, our K2 Learning, had a big move, obviously, and we said, maybe buy a little bit in the pullback or sell some and try to time it. Appears that was the right strategy. So far, I am still holding a small position. Have not sold that small position, although I did sell a little bit into the 48, 49 area. Did not catch the high, but now it's looking pretty sharp. At least this pullback here is going to be contained, I believe, in the 43, 44 area. I mean, we talked about this at 37, 38, and it's had quite a move here. Obviously, we got a little bit overbought on the RSI, and it's you never know where these guys are gonna take these two. The day traders are probably all out of it by now, so we can probably start to look for some type of a base over the next few days. If we look at it on an intraday, 5-day, or let's do a 4-day, 20-minute, it looks like we're probably going to try to base around this layer of congestion here, somewhere between, let's say, 42.50 and 44.50. I think we're going to pull back a little bit more, maybe. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we could just kind of curl up from here. We made a little bit of a double bottom on the 20s, so 20-minute chart intraday, so we'll see how that goes. The nice trade of the day that I got a lot of people kind of happy that we called it out pretty much as it was Ramble, RMBL. And we call it Rumble on Inc. So RMBL, we talked about pulling back into the 23s, and then we were looking for 30 plus, low 30s. And if you look at the intraday 1 minute on there, everything we do should be basically a 2-to-1 ratio risk reward. So if our target price, let's just say 30, we want to back it down a little bit. Let's just call it 29.50. And our entry is 23. So we have 6.5 points to the upside. We want to go, we don't want to do we want to do a 3.25 stop. So if you're in at 23, then you don't want it to go below, 1990, let's just say, or whatever, 1975. So now you have 3 points risk to the downside, and you have 3.25 to the downside, 6.5 to the upside. And you got the 6.5 and then plus on the upside. I did not expect it to get through 31.70. It got to 32.40. Beautiful trade there. Obviously, if you have a little bit of a technical analysis knowledge, you'd know that we probably broke momentum in this pivot here. And the reason I do my pivots like this is because this is the breakout zone here. But this is also the candle. So I kind of give it a little bit of extra wiggle room here. And we tap back down here and caught this area here, but we should not. Once we broke through here, it was it pretty much. It came back in and kind of tried to back test it, at least the horizontal support here from that pivot, and it didn't hold. So, and then it faded it into the close. Could have been some short covering, who knows, when it popped this little wedge in here. But after this was pretty much stunzo. The move was early on, 23 to 30. Beautiful move there. Netgear, we just went through. Let's look at Tesla. I said that before earnings come out. I think this is going to have a little bit of a pop, and that don't be surprised. Oh my God, 142 points. I should have been watching this today, and I wasn't. There was so much stuff to watch today. It was hard to keep up. But I said, look, this probably isn't done yet. 142 points is nothing to sneeze at on the upside. So that was another one we looked at. TNXP looks interesting. I kind of texted that out in the 140s. I said this could be a gapper in the morning. I think we were right around 145 here, and it was strong. It ran all the way to 186. I sold some at 178, and then I bought it back at 149. A couple of traders were texting me asking me when it was up here where to get back in because they'd missed the move, and I said 140s. Hopefully they bought it in the 140s because now you're creeping back up again in after hours. So if they bought into the 140s here, now they're looking pretty damn good already in the after hours. So that was a nice move there as well. And let's look at some other ones we talked about. SPAQ, I've been saying this has probably another run left in it. Maybe that was it that we got right there. Big sharp move from the decline on SPAQ with a break. Another one that kind of has this little shape change wedge in here, I guess you could say. And then once we break out of this bull pennant, they fired it to the upside. A lot of these aren't getting follow through though, so it's a little bit concerning that they're not getting the follow through that we want to see. On the daily, it's just stuff like we talked about Microsoft as well. That segues into that. Ones that are getting follow through. In Microsoft, we said there's an inter-channel support at 203. And where did it go today? 203. So check the video and said this has probably more room to the upside. So if you bought 203s, once again, big move. We're probably going to hit the upper trend line there, 213. So that's a nice 10-point move if you got that. And what else did we have today that we were talking about? LRN, we already went through that. AMCX, we said sell half in the 26s and hold the other half to see if we get this potential buyout that we're looking for. 26s was right in here. We're getting a little pullback kind of towards the breakout area. Nothing to freak out about. Probably wouldn't want to hold this into earnings. I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular. So if we don't get a big move before then, I'll probably scale out, wait for the earnings to come out, and then maybe get back in again just because I like where this is at with respect to the macro picture on AMCX. It also looks like a pretty good profitable company with good margins. There's no growth there. AYRO, we've talked about that. Did not talk about the video, but we said this probably has another move left in it as well, up 16% today. Nice little move on the daily there. Nothing spectacular on the volume, but kind of cool. The electrical stocks were definitely active today. And then what happened today is I did exactly the opposite of what I wanted to see happen. I wanted to see the Dow be strong and the Nasdaq sell off. So I'm not too happy with what I'm seeing as far as the overall market's concerned. I do think that we needed to see some rotation back into some of the Boeings and some of the Caterpillars and American Express and your old 30 Dow stocks, and we're not getting that. Instead, we're getting this parabolic move continuing in the Nasdaq, which is not a good sign for what we want to see longer term here. So, if we look at the Qs intraday, we're just going right back and attacking that old high, which is crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. You can see we hit the yellow channel line on the momentum, and then pop right back up through it. And now we're attacking the old high there, which is hard to believe. But looking at the diamonds, DIA can't really get out of its own way here. We're kind of stuck in underneath the prior high while Nasdaq keeps churning and grinding higher. Unfortunately, we're not seeing what we want to see for a healthy market with the broadening out, at least into the Nasdaq or the Dow stocks. Speaking of Caterpillar, this is really a good stock to watch for a canary in the coal mine as far as the economy is concerned. And we tried to break through this little channel on the top end, and now we're pulling back. Probably looks like we're going to pull back a little bit lower here. So I would have liked to have seen, there's also like another little channel line in here. I would have liked to have seen this held and then kind of pushed higher with some rotation, but kind of a little bit of a double top in here with this resistance level here with the gap retest. So I can understand why there's sellers in here. Maybe we just need to recharge, pull back, and then push up through the top line there. But good trading today on the stuff that we talked about. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I missed from the morning video. I don't think there is, or possibly there could be. But and then I guess there was a few IPOs that were going to be open up this week, and I didn't see them this morning. I would have put those out in the tech services. And once we get those out tomorrow for the week, I'll give you an idea which ones I think look interesting, and we'll go from there.